Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello. All right, I'm going to just jump right in today. If you are at all like me, a child of the 80s, I imagine you heard something, possibly something like this. You have to clear your plate, clean your plate, not clear your plate. You have to clean your plate before you have dessert. I think the Clean Plate Club was a not uncommon way of parents asserting some sense of control over kids. This may have been tied also to this notion that there are starving children in Africa, and so you need to clean your plate because there are starving kids. For me, I always wondered, what is the connection there? Are they going to get my food if I don't eat it, or do I need to send it to them? Or, really, our parents were trying to get us to be grateful for what we do have, knowing that there are kids out in the world that have less than us. But clear your plate, you don't get dessert. There are starving kids in Africa. The thing about this is that I suspect that many of us continue to carry this forward into how we think about and talk about mealtime with our own kids. This kind of behavior, this kind of idea or expectation, you have to clean your plate before you have dessert, as an example, might still permeate your own household. Maybe it's something different. My mom, as an example, there are foods that she, to this day, 50 years later, will not eat, cannot eat, because of the emotions and memories that are tied to those foods from her childhood, either from school or from home. These past experiences have implications for how we approach feeding our family today. Some of them are wonderful. I have such great memories of gardening with my grandmother. She grew English peas, and we would sit in the garden when I got to see her, which wasn't very often. We would sit in the garden together and shell English peas. And that is such a vivid memory for me. I have multiple memories of making pie with my mom because she makes incredible pie crusts. I still to this day cannot make them as well as she does. But those are really positive memories. We also may have other memories that are more traumatic or just not as positive. And those still are influencing how we engage in food and mealtime with ourselves, with our partners, and with our kids. But those past experiences don't have to carry forward. It is possible to identify how your past has influenced your present behavior and to make some very conscientious decisions about what it is you want to carry forward and what you might like to leave behind. And one of the first steps in doing that is to think carefully and critically about what those memories are. Think about the memories that you have from childhood. Write them all down. Start a spreadsheet if you have to, or identify those key memories that you have and think about and attach to them the emotions that you experience now, reliving those memories. Think about how they made you feel. Think about how you felt in the moment, how you think about it now. And whether those are approaches that continue to permeate in your own choices and behaviors and patterns for mealtime today. So what memories do you have? What emotions are tied to those? And what are your current approaches to feeding your family? And once you kind of have a picture of those three things, then you can draw some learnings out of the connections you make between those. And what I mean by that specifically is you can say, I have this memory and it brings me this emotion, and I can see that I am doing that still in my own life today. And I either want to keep that for this reason, or I think that's not serving me very well anymore, and I am going to try to set that aside. That's it. As if it's that simple. I mean, of course it's not. But doing this consistently over time, again, as you see yourself engaging in something, stop, pause, ask yourself, is this a conscientious choice that I am making, or is it possible that this is tied to something from my own past? That's important for me to consider and to evaluate and to make a more conscientious decision about keeping or setting aside. All right, that's what I've got for you this week. I hope you are enjoying this beautiful day, and I will see you next week.